Hello and welcome to my F1 25 driver career mode here today for part 11 for the Bahrain Grand Prix and round 3 of the 2025 Formula 1 season. So we come into qualifying now, we get under that little bridge into the final corner. We've set two personal best sectors, but we've dropped it at the final corner, touched the slide, but that's a big moment and that's going to cost us a lot of time there. We went again though on the same set of tyres into the final corner. This time can we get it clean? We still have a bit of a moment, but we've managed to gain time and we've gone 6/10 quicker, which is going to put us P13. And in our final run we've found another 7/10 of a second on this lap. Let's start climbing all the way up to a second nearly. We come up to the line and we're going to start the race, P9.
The stage is set for another enthralling race in the Kingdom of Bahrain, a Ferrari stronghold in years gone by. Will they be able to add to their record today? Formula 1 returns to the desert today and this exceptional 3.36 mile circuit. 15 corners provide plenty of overtaking opportunities, and it could be a strategic race this one, with Sakir notorious for eating up the rear tyres. Watch out for drivers managing their rubber at some point during the Grand Prix. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks like for today's race. Lando Norris put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he will start from pole position, and Oscar Piastri completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Russell, Verstappen, Andrea Kimi, Antonelli, and Tsunoda, Gasly, Leclerc, Brown, and Esteban Ocon, Sainz, Albon, Fernando Alonso, and Hamilton, Hülkenberg, Bortoleto, Joshua Pearce, and Jack Doohan, Behrman, Stroll, Hayes, and Isaac Hadjar rounds off the grid. That's it then, it's time to go racing as we head down trackside for today's race. Welcome to the commentary box. I'm Alex Jakes, delighted to say that we're joined today by Anthony Davidson. Now, those final hours before a race, did you have a routine?
Well, for them, you've got your pre-race rituals that you go through. You see different drivers that, some have got their headphones on, they're listening to the music. Some drivers really absorb the energy from the crowd and they're there waving to them. Other drivers, they go within themselves. They chat to their engineers, absorbing that information, that vital information that you need to carry you through the race. And, those pre-race rituals are essential to making things systematic. We do a lot of Grand Prix in a season, and the more systematic you can be, the easier you are within that environment.
So it's looking like a two-stop strategy today, using all three different types of tyre that we have at play. Soft, medium and hard seems to be the way to go. We are starting out on the mediums, trying for a one-stopper, going on to the hards later on potentially, but as older cars find their grid spots, we can get the 5 red lights on for the Bahrain Grand Prix. We're racing in Bahrain. We've got a fairly decent start. We're going to try and go to the outside of the Alpine of Gasly. See the Red Bull to the inside there. That is Yuki Tsunoda. We're going to brake late though. Try and go round the outside at turn 1. We've got both of them there. We've got Tsunoda. We've got Gasly. Gasly going wheel to wheel now with Yuki. He can't get past his former teammate, and Tsunoda now is trying to get up the inside of us. We've ran a bit wide there, lost the rear a bit. There's sparks there. There may have been a little bit of contact, but we've kept the Red Bull behind. I don't think Helmut Marko will like that one, as we've nearly gone into the back there of Kimi Antonelli and lost out nearly to Yuki Tsunoda. I don't think Helmut Marko is going to enjoy the fact we're holding up for one of their cars, especially the one we're hoping to be in one day. It's not our race, Tsunoda. We're not going to let him through. We're not going to make it easy for him though either. Our race is with Gasly today, as Tsunoda's also on the softs. To the inside of the final corner, we try and hold it around the outside. We're going to get a bit of a tow from Antonelli here, which is going to drag us past along with the DRS button, and now Gasly's trying to get past both of us there. He's done both of us, but we're going to be super late on the brakes. Outbrake both of them, keep them both behind, and there's contact there between Gasly and Tsunoda. They've ghosted through each other, but Tsunoda's lost out to the Alpine now. It's been an awful start for Yuki Tsunoda in the Red Bull. He's just going further and further back, but here he comes now on the back of us, as we've overtaken Gasly as well. We've got those places back, but Tsunoda is up the inside of us. We're going to try and hold it around the outside. Can he get the job done here? Tsunoda, we've got our nose back ahead, but he's going to have the DRS here, I think. Is Tsunoda? Yes, he is. And it looks like this time he may have got us. As we try and hold it around the outside, can we get the extra traction? Yes, we can. We might be in a bit of trouble holding up the number 2 Red Bull car, but oh, there's nearly contact there with Jack Doohan, as Pierce has got a puncture and it's just completely carved up the Alpine there, and that's nearly a very big crash. But he's coming into the pits. He's on the soft tyre, just 3 laps into the race as well, which is a bit worrying there. You can see the front right tyre has gone. He's done well to get it back to the pits. There's worse places it can happen. Let's be honest, it was at the final corner, but he's going to another set of softs, so he's committing himself to a 2-stop. Would have thought that those hard tyre would be better, but they're doing their strategy. Tsunoda's on the inside of us now once more, and we've broken later, kept him behind. Antonelli is just up the road. He's in his Mercedes. We're doing a great job to keep with him. As now we're going down into the hairpin, and Antonelli's made a bit of a mistake there. I think he had to correct some oversteer, and that's left him vulnerable, as we're going to go to the inside, heading towards turn 11, and it's job done on the Mercedes. We get the job done on our fellow rookie, and we gain that place, and we're up now into the top 5. Yuki Tsunoda and Antonelli have both stayed with us though. This is on the same lap. We've run a bit wide. Here comes Antonelli now. He's getting closer and closer to us. He's going to go to the inside, and he's got the job done on us. He's got that place back. Where is Tsunoda? He's too far back. We're going to try and look to get round the outside of Kimi. Couldn't get the job done there, but now we've got him hopefully slightly off of the line, but we've slid there, and that's going to be job done for Antonelli. We're too far back to get him back down the inside. It was a good move while it lasted on the Italian, but we've managed to stick with him. We've run a bit deep though, and then maybe contact with Tsunoda. Tsunoda though has got us at the inside. It's taken a mistake, but Yuki is finally through on us now, but we're going to try getting back. But these two aren't our race, but they're in it, but they're not our race. We are battling Gasly here. He's the one we need to worry about. Tsunoda keeps us behind. Gasly, we just hold off in his Alpine there, but he's going to have a go. Easy towards turn 4. As Antonelli and Tsunoda go through, and we hold off the Alpine for now, as they did start to pull a bit of a gap to us. This is Tsunoda now, absolutely blasting past Antonelli like he's not even there, and Gasly's having a little look down the inside of us as well, but he's backed out of it, and he couldn't get the job done there. As this is Yuki Tsunoda coming in for his first stop of the day. He's on the softs, being followed in by Antonelli, as we did start to pull away from Gasly in his Alpine at this stage of the race. As he's on the soft, we're on the mediums. The soft started to give up, as now he's going wheel to wheel with the Ferrari of Charles Leclerc, and Leclerc has just got his nose ahead as he there, bang on side by side. Is Gasly gonna keep it pinned to the inside? Is Leclerc gonna hold it around the outside? He is, but he's had to back out of it. Leclerc couldn't hold on around the outside. Now lap 9, and these medium tyres didn't feel too bad, but the one stopper I think is a bit too much here, and I'm realising that how far the soft tyres can go as Gasly and Leclerc box here. Let's go rather than doing medium, hard, medium, which was the original strategy, along with going to try the one stopper, we're going to go medium, soft. Try and get that second stint as far as we can as Gasly changes his tyres, and then be absolutely rapid on those softs at the end of the Grand Prix. That is now the plan of attack for the strategy, as there is Antonelli going through, and there's a Williams there going wheel to wheel into turn 1. It's Sainz getting it's Albon getting Gasly around the outside of turn 1. Lap 10, we've gone 1 lap longer than Gasly, and we are going to come in now to make our first stop of the day. We're going on to another set of those medium compound tyres. They still had quite a bit of life left in them. They definitely did feel alright, but we've had to cover off Gasly, who was onto the mediums now. As we go on to our second set of mediums, great stop, 2.4 seconds. We were about 3.5 seconds up the road from the Alpine, but where is Gasly now as we come into turn 1? And there he is, he's side by side, he's re-overtaking Albon there, but we've managed to beat him out. We have lost some time, so it's a good job we boxed when we did, but we got in there. We've just about stayed ahead of him there, as he's going to go to the inside of us, is he, Gasly? But we've held it around the outside. It's a good job we did box when we did, otherwise we would have lost out there. But we've kept Gasly behind now. Now there's no deficit in terms of strategy and tyres, but we pulled away from Gasly and we've caught the back of Antonelli again. Antonelli just hasn't got any pace today as we get him at the final corner. Now Gasly's going to be thinking about the double move. To the inside goes Antonelli, and Gasly's got the double toe to power past both of us there. We're a bit too far back, but we're going to send it late and go right round the outside of both of them at turn 1 and keep that place. What a move that is, as Antonelli gets the exit out of turn 3 to keep Gasly behind. It's a great little battle, and everyone has stayed in the same positions there, and we've pulled away from this pack behind as Gasly's going for it on the Mercedes. To the inside, can he get the job done? This time Antonelli looks like he's got the good exit out of turn 3 once more. They're side by side. Gasly though is going to have to give it up there, as this into the hairpin. Antonelli makes a mistake, he's locked up his fronts and he's gifted Gasly the place, and now he's wheel to wheel with the Ferrari of Charles Leclerc as they go absolutely flying down the straight. Can Antonelli hold it around the outside? He hasn't got the grip, and Leclerc in the Ferrari is through, and now in his mirrors is the man that has replaced that Mercedes. But now it is time for the second stops of the day, as Gasly and Leclerc are both in, as we were pulling away on these behind. So Gasly now is going on to the hards. Everyone pretty much is using all 3 types of tyre in this race, and now for us we're going to try and extend this tyre now and go on to the softs for that final stint and be absolutely rapid as long as we can keep them alive to the end of the race. We know what they can do 8-9 laps, because that's what Gasly did in the first stint, so that is what we're basing it off of for our final stint of the race, as Gasly has just beaten out the Haas of Esteban of Behrman. As now this is Carlos Sainz in the Williams slowing down, and his day looks like it's done here. It is done. There's smoke, engine smoke. His day is done. His night is done even for Carlos Sainz. It's all over for him. He is out of the Bahrain Grand Prix, and by lap 20 we've been caught by the leaders. We're leading our first ever laps of a Formula 1 race, but that's going to come to the end now as we peel off into the pits to make our second and final stop of the night. We come trundling down the pit lane now. Max Verstappen leads from Lando Norris now. We time it to perfection. Those mediums will go off, the softs will go on, and now we are racing to the end. Everyone around us, either on the mediums or the hard tyres, so we will have a tyre advantage along with an offset as well. And we've come out miles up the road from Pierre Gasly and right behind the McLaren of Oscar Piastri. Gasly we are miles ahead of. Lewis Hamilton has got past his Ferrari teammate of Charles Leclerc, and we've got great pace on this soft tyre, and we've caught the back of the McLaren of Piastri. We're going to swap in the dummy and get him before we even get to turn 1. And now look who's in front of us. Yuki Tsunoda, who we were battling in those opening laps, who I said we weren't really battling, but we were slowly closing it in. We just couldn't break that DRS, so it was staying just above a second to Tsunoda. On lap 23 here, we were pushing very hard, but we just couldn't get that gap down into the DRS. You can see everyone around us is on the hards. We're the only car on the softs, but we just couldn't break the DRS and have a go at Yuki. As this is Gasly slowing down and pulling off to retire from the Bahrain Grand Prix. He's had a fairly decent race, holding off the two Ferraris, but his day is over. Both of the Ferraris overtook Piastri, and now our tyres on the final lap have gone. They've hit the cliff, and we're being hunted down now by Lewis Hamilton for P5 in this race. It's going to be another great race for us wherever we finish. We've run a bit wide, but Lewis Hamilton now, with just one corner to go, is going to try and get us round the outside. He backs out of it. Now it's just try and get the exit here. Is it going to be a photo finish? Lewis Hamilton gets us out of the final corner to finish P5, and it's going to be P6 for us.
A sensational drive once again. Max Verstappen takes the checkered flag.
And of course, what 3 race victories, a hat-trick of wins, does for a driver's confidence is huge going forward in the championship. You know, they've got the energy on their side now, and it's for the others to try and stop this progression of victories.
There was a tough tussle on the racetrack. It is now time for the celebrations. Max Verstappen has been here before. Another win in Formula One.
So that's been your Bahrain Grand Prix. It's been won by Max Verstappen. That's now 3 out of 3 this season for Max. Lando Norris couldn't find a way through, finishes P2, and George Russell in the Mercedes finishing P3, Yuki Tsunoda P4, and then Lewis Hamilton just beating us to P5 on the line. We come home for P6, another great result for us though, especially after Japan. Down at the back, Carlos Sainz retired late on, so did Gasly, but he is classified. So it was Piers, who had that puncture early on, was the final car on the road today. So this is what it means in terms of the championship. It's still perfection for Max Verstappen. He has a 34-point lead over Lando Norris as he goes for title number 5. George is P3, Yuki Tsunoda P4, Charles Leclerc P5, just ahead of his teammate Lewis Hamilton, and then we are P7, just 6 points behind Lewis Hamilton. And then down at the back, there's still multiple drivers still yet to score this season, and it's Oliver Behrman who is bottom of the table. So in terms of the constructors then, Red Bull lead by 51 points over Ferrari in P2. McLaren I have closed on Ferrari and are just 3 points behind the Scuderia now in P3. Mercedes are P4 and we are P5. Sauber, Alpine and APXGP are still yet to score. So that's been then your Bahrain Grand Prix race weekend. We head though to Europe next time as we go racing around the iconic Imola circuit. I'll see you then. Goodbye.